Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Country with my review of Halloween Kills. But first, we'll address, we'll call it the elephant in the room. This week's comic book roundup. This week's roundup is postponed until next weekend. And in fact, next week's roundup is also postponed until next weekend as well. Money was an issue, so I haven't picked up my comics yet, and I get paid next weekend. So, yeah. But these things happen. Hopefully, they won't happen too often in the future, but still, they do happen occasionally. Sadly. Anyway, Halloween Kills, which is more the night he came back home. Nice little nod to the tagline, I think, of Halloween 2. But anyway, so quick thoughts. It's an excellent follow-up to 2018's Halloween. It feels, honestly, a lot like a modern-day version of 1981's Halloween 2. And to be perfectly honest, Halloween Ends can't get here soon enough at this point. So our cast of note, we've, of course, got Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie Strode, a survivor of the 1978 Michael Myers' 1978 massacre, and one of the few people to see the face of Michael Myers. In the end of in the climax of 2018's Halloween, she'd set her compound on fire in an effort to kill Myers. Judy Greer as Karen, Laurie's until recently estranged and now recently widowed daughter, no longer thinks her mother is entirely crazy. Then we've got Annie Matichak as Allison, Laurie's granddaughter, who's dead set on killing Michael Myers in retaliation for the murder of her father in 2018's Halloween. Will Patton as Officer Frank Hawkins, Haddonfield PD officer who arrested Michael Myers in 1978, left for dead by Dr. Sartain in 2018's Halloween. A young Hawkins is portrayed in flashbacks by Thomas Mann. That doesn't be a common thing. There are quite a few characters who pop up as flashbacks to 1978, to kind of what happened after the first Halloween. We got Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle, who was Laurie Strode's babysitting charge on Halloween 1978. Makes a point to remember the victims and survivors of 1978's massacre. Robert Longstreet as Lonnie Elam, who was a bully who regularly targeted Tommy in 1978, but he's now become close friends with Tommy. Also, he's the father of Allison's boyfriend Cameron, and he had at least a run-in, if not two run-ins with Michael in 1978. I think one was actually in the first movie during the day. It's been a little while since I watched the original, so. But his younger version is played in flashbacks 1978 by Tristan Eggerling. We got Dylan Arnold as Cameron Elam, Allison's boyfriend, who messed things up with her in the last movie, and as mentioned previously, Lonnie Elam's son. Scott MacArthur and Michael McDonald as Big John and Little John, a couple who live in the former Myers home and former Myers house, and are well aware of their home's infamous history. Then we got a few role reprisals, actually. We got Charles Cyphers reprising his role as Lee Brackett from the original Halloween. Former Haddonfield police chief, now security guard at Haddonfield Memorial. His daughter Annie was one of Michael's victims in 1978. Kyle Richards is Lindsay Wallace. Annie Brackett's babysitting charge on Halloween 1978. Gets together with some of the others who survived that night to remember those who didn't. And finally, Nancy Stevens reprising her role as Marion Chambers. And yes, for the record, because I didn't mention it, Kyle Richards is reprising her role as Lindsay Wallace. But Nancy Stevens reprising her role as Marion Chambers, who's a former Smiths Grove nurse. She survived an assault by Michael Myers in 1978. She's the the nurse that's in the car that's driving driving Loomis to Smith's Grove to pick up Michael in the beginning of the movie when Michael steals the car. Anyway, our exploratory breakdown. So, much like the original Halloween 2, Halloween Kills starts by recapping the very end of 2018's Halloween before basically kicking off with, okay, here's what's happened since. We get Cameron finding Officer Hawkins, who's still alive after being attacked and left for dead by Dr. Sartain. Then the fire department arrives at Laurie's compound to put out the fire. And Michael gets free and massacres the fire department contingent, which actually makes for, over the course of the series, not in one timeline, but I don't think there's a single type of emergency personnel that Michael Myers hasn't slaughtered in large numbers. In Halloween 2, he hacked and slashed his way through a hospital. I want to say it was Halloween 4 or maybe 5. He slaughtered almost the entirety of the Haddonfield police force, and now he kills a large number of Haddonfield firefighters. But after doing so, he of course heads back and he starts to go back to Haddonfield. Meanwhile, some of the other survivors from the original movie, Tommy Doyle, Lonnie Elam, and Lindsay Wallace and Marion Chambers, are remembering those that died and the others that survived. The 1978, the massacre in 1978. At the talent show in a small bar. Usually at these talent shows, Tommy does bird calls, but this time he does a speech, which Lonnie MCs the talent shows. But after that, they learn that Michael has returned, and Tommy decides to try and organize anyone he can to help him find and kill Michael while bodies are piling up in Haddonfield. He riles up a large number of Haddonfield residents at Haddonfield Memorial, which leads to a witch hunt, basically, through the hospital of another Smiths Grove escapee. And since no one knows what Michael looks like without his mask, they don't know whether or not it's him until Laurie states it's not, as she has seen him without his mask. But yeah, while that's going on, you also have others who are trying to find Michael in town, just in case he's not at the hospital. But yeah, So the film's ups and downs. On the upside, and we got a lot of ups, trust me. Actually showing what happened for the new continuity after the original Halloween, as opposed to just simply vaguely telling, as they did in the 2018 Halloween. That's a good thing, very good thing. The kills are extremely brutal. I was actually somewhat wrong with Rob Zombie's Halloween, and kind of you can do brutal without being, but I'm not. Some of the kills actually did kind of remind me of some of the ones from the Rob Zombie Halloween, and I don't mean that in any kind of negative manner. The Rob Zombie Halloween movies did have some good kill scenes, so yeah. Also, the effects shots are really good. One of the flashbacks, part of the 1978 flashback includes a CGI Loomis. As actor Donald Pleasance died long time ago. I want to say at least between the releases of Curse of Michael Myers and Halloween H2O. We got more returning characters and even returning cast members, as mentioned in the cast notes. The plot and story is actually really good. Nods to previous films in the franchise, including ones that aren't even related to Michael Myers, are very well done. Once again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this 3 years ago with the 2018 Halloween, but they even included the masks, the three masks from Halloween 3. And they did so in the 2018 one as well. But it's a nice touch. I guess the only downside I can think of is that there's a vague attempt at kind of explaining Michael in this, and it just I don't know. It feels like the kind of thing where you either you don't bother to explain, you just go with it, or you have to find some way to make it work. And the Cult of Thorn did not. It was the Cult of Thorn. The Cult of Thorn plot from 4, 5, and 6. It kind of worked, but that kind of is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. And damn it, still no Ben Tramer. But man even gets a damn name drop again in the series. We still don't get to put a face to the name. So my final thoughts: it's an excellent sequel that feels both horrifically fantastical with Michael, just like it. Never forget that line of Loomis's from the original. I shot him 6 times. Well, yeah, he takes a few more shots, and that doesn't do much. But it also it feels just eerily realistic. The hospital, some of the hospital sequences, especially. Those were probably some of the scariest scenes in the movie. Really, just watch it, and part of it is the way they're shot. But oof, yeah. Anyway, rating, honestly, 4.5 out of 5 easily. I mean, it's not perfect, but damn. Yeah, that was a movie. That was a hell of a movie. And like I said at the beginning of this, I'm eagerly looking forward to Halloween Ends next year. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.